Hello, how are you doing? Let's do a video for you today and see. I'm having a lot of issues with my hand, which has been very interesting for me because it's like in everything I do. Okay, let's see where the masculine's at. I feel this desire for refreshment. 10-10, practice self-love, nurture your inner child for the feminine. Wow. 11-11, compassion, higher heart opening. 10-10, high priestess, expanding consciousness. 5-5, reprogram your soul, release, raise, and reclaim. Wow, these are big cards. There is this constant kind of showing up of this term chosen one in my reality. I have some resistance to it because it's like there's a part of it can be like connotated as somehow special, and I don't think that's its meaning. You have parrot, watch your words. Chameleon, act as if. Sandpiper, be playful. So the chameleon is super abundant, and then bee spirit, which is my divine feminine card. Sweet results await. So I don't think that's what chosen one means. I think chosen one means that basically your higher self has chosen to ascend in this incarnation, and like your spiritual ascension is of primary importance. And for that reason, Three of Swords, King of Wands. Ah, that's so funny. Okay. It's like I feel like he is Eight of Cups, High Priestess again. He has learned a lesson. That's what that said to me. He has learned a very, very difficult lesson. Knight of Pentacles and the Fool. Love it. There's this, like, they're showing me, like, wiping the slate clean, which is a very interesting visual, because I'm gonna get back to what I was saying. Because it's kind of like a school, right? Like in olden times, you had a blackboard that you wrote on, I think. And that's where that word slate, and also like a merchant for the day, I think they would tally their, I don't know where this is coming from. I have no idea. I think they would tally like what they sold. Hierophant and Queen of Cups. All right, we've shuffled enough, I think. Justice in reverse. For those of you that really felt like you got done dirty, I think that karmic loop is complete. Like when I say karmic loop, I mean like he learned the lesson that you had to experience also, right? A lot of the times when I'm shuffling, I'll get this magician energy, and it's kind of like I feel when I get it, the masculine's really trying to come through and really like trying to kind of give the show that they want you to see. Knight of Wands, Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands, the Emperor. Wow. Fool, Knight of Wands, Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands, the Emperor. So it's kind of exactly what I was just talking about, right? There's a deck that I've wanted back here for a while, and I don't have it. And it's sort of frustrating me. So chosen one. With the chosen one, what kind of came through was that you get these special kind of lessons, and you have to be somewhat, it's like a school of one, okay? It's not a school for the masses. It's a school for one. And a school for one would have you being by yourself. Oh, wow. There's a card in here. Okay, and so, it's so crazy that just happened. That card was Venus, and that card was hidden in this deck. And I feel like they have been, this is crazy. I feel like they have been hiding their love for a very long time. And it's so weird when you say like hiding your self-love shows almost as egotism, right? How can that be? How could hiding your self-love show up as egotism? It's like, I always say, like, if somebody's wearing a shirt that says like angel on it, which, you know, I think it's funny to play with words a lot, but if you can be sure that they're, you know, devilish, right? It's like, it's almost thou protests too much, right? There's something in there where, you know, if somebody is being like too overconfident, they're unconfident, they're inconfident, they're not confident. Okay, oh, we have one of my favorite cards of all time on the bottom, the mirror. How gorgeous is that? There's another one I love in here, and it's not going to show itself right now, but oh, it's the second from the top. It's soul family, and then Anna, grandmother, seeding the light, laying the foundation. So in the school of one, here's the thing. I don't know exactly what they're trying to tell me here, but we're going to roll with it. This number sequence here at the top is sort of crazy. 455114. And then the B is 7. Okay, so I can't really talk about that though. You know, in the beginning there was the word, and the word was, you know, in the beginning there was light. So light having to, how would you compare anything if you had nothing to compare it to? And they're really emphasizing here that you two are the mirrors to each other. And the mirror, it's like the feminine is the origin and the masculine is her mirror. And the feminine really wants the masculine to be the origin, but he's not. It's just not the way it is. So these say, trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north and don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So many of these sentiments here, and then it says who or what is triggering you. Many of these sentiments here are exactly what I'm talking about. In the school of one, there's no clique. You can't belong to anything. You have to be true to yourself. Many, many, many people who find themselves in the school of one. Okay, I'm trying to be very sensitive here because I am in this also, right? So I channel information. Some of the time I feel like it's like they're channeling to me. Sometimes I feel like they're channeling to other people, but try not to get triggered by what I'm bringing out here, because I feel this too. The Cancer full moon's very potent. Feelings of being alone are very real. Okay, so I don't want to seem insensitive. If you feel alone, I want you to feel less alone. And I want, hopefully, in this channeling to bring to you that you are here for a purpose. You do have a divine right to belong to this world, whether or not people deem it true. Other people are not the approval body of who gets to be on this planet. In my mind, my feeling, my understanding, it's Source, and Source put us here. That being said, we all live a life too. We have a family. You know, some of us have a lot of families, some of us have a little family, some of us are not in contact with our families, and that is okay. All of it is okay, and all of it is the way that it is meant to be. The more that you tap into your divine knowing, the more this will all be okay with you. It's like I get very strong feelings here from the High Priestess all the way down to the Ten of Cups to this Four of Cups here. Four of Swords, sorry. That there's a period of, I'm going to say quietude, where you have the Four of Pentacles, you have the Four of Cups, and you have the Four of Swords. You have 3 fours. The only one missing is the Four of Wands. So I feel like you're searching in his mirror for stability, right? For belonging, for homecoming, for like, there's this feeling between you two, and it's coming stronger actually from his side of, you're the only one who understands me. And from your side, it's like, well, then why the F won't you like join with me? Why won't he join with you? Because you're the one who walks the path up to the mirror. It's really profound. Okay. Right now, what I feel in these cards is that eyes closed, eyes closed, eyes closed, eyes closed, eyes closed, eyes closed, looking away, eyes closed. The only place that you're kind of looking is in this silence and sadness, I'll call it. And maybe some, it's like there is this emphasis on the future, but you're looking at this silence and sadness. You're looking at this pain. You're looking at the hurt you've endured. And trust me, I really get it. You're feeling like, I get, again, there's a very strong karmic tie, karmic past life, karmic energy on the father side. It's very strong for most of you. Whether or not that has to do with what you've like inherited mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, whatever, the patterns, there's a pattern here. These cards are like really talking today. Could be patterns of, what I want to say with this Five of Wands is like every man for himself. So it's a very toxic feeling. The toxicity there is like around commitment, around longevity, around the safety of a masculine energy. I feel there's been things that are very unaddressed here for most of you, not all of you, because there are words that want to come out. You two are now looking at each other, and that hasn't happened for a while. You're looking at each other, and in between you is this energy of your inner child. Do you see? Be playful. And then you have the inner child here. And this little person sleeping in a nest, right? It's almost like a baby bird. And this Four of Swords is very strong. All the fours are very, very strong right now. I will say I feel very strong 4. I feel very strong 7 and 1. I don't know why the 5 isn't as strong to me right at the moment, but there are a lot of 5s here too. Because I feel like you're anchoring a lot and he's anchoring a lot. And together you're going to anchor something very, very large. They're saying like 5 plus 5 is 10 here. But you're at the 4 right now. And the 4s being like, I don't know why they're using the word dissected. The 4 is being dissected. They're like, why did you stop drawing cards? So it's a very strong energy of like, who can you trust to tell you the truth? Who can you trust to tell you the truth? What they kind of want you to know is you did have to learn a lot about distrust in your childhood, in your heart, for quite a lot of reasons. So they are bringing up like my turtle tattoo. So I have this thing where like an animal kind of chooses me as it comes to me, and like what do you call it, encounter in the world. And so I had one with a turtle. There's my turtle tattoo. It's a sea turtle, and that was my kind of first like totem encounter, where I had to learn like the reasons why we build shells, and I had to learn longevity and commitment and discipline and many other things that have to do with my inner masculine. Things I was not taught as a child by my masculine role model. And they're saying here, there's sort of like a revision here between you and your masculine energy. And I would feel a strong point of contact here. So I haven't said that in a while. There was a period of time last year where I felt contact like all the time. And then for a while now, I have not felt like he wanted to say a lot in the physical. There's been a period of reflection for sure here, that it's about thinking, why do I say the things that I say? Why am I trying so hard to look like a person of value? And I know that I don't think he would say this out loud. And I don't even think that they think about this stuff. Oh, I'm really getting there. Okay. Like consciously. A lot of this is unconscious, and it may have been reflected in things that you also felt. But like, this is the lesson that I think he learned from his karmic situations. Why do I say and do the things that I do? And it's this underlying feeling of unworthiness here that stems from something very old. Like, I want to say past life stuff. And definitely like a cycle breaking thing. And any of you have tried to break cycles, you know, like generational ancestral trauma, it will take all of it, you know. I tend to process things a little bit differently than people for some reason, but this feels very profound. And what is amazing when you choose, they keep saying walking through the door, like he's chosen to walk through this door finally. This door he avoided for a very long time. So they're showing me like him wandering off in the desert over here for maybe months, years, looking at the door and knowing it was there and finally being able to walk through it. So here's what has come out of that. I know I hurt you. I never intended to. So intention is a really interesting word. You have to be quite evolved to be literally speaking about intentions, right? Because that means you're really reflecting on your actions, even maybe before that you're taking them. Now, I don't think he did that. I think he had to reflect. And so what they are bringing up is that I think with this Four of Swords in the silence, there was a lot of pain of seeing when you wake up, not only do you have to grieve for the pain that you caused, because you realize that you were carrying on cycles, like you were being hurt, but you were also hurting people. And you also had to grieve. You have to grieve for the loss of usually it's some sort of childhood, that your inner child either had to grow up too fast or it just never got to feel safe or play or express, right? I feel this is coming for you here, you too. I feel like you've had beautiful glimpses of it, that when you felt it, it like lit up all of your chakras. This is showing me all of the colors, right? You know, when you meet your twin, in a way, I don't know if everyone's as sensitive, but when I look at twin pairs, I can see like the lights between the chakras lighting up. And you share that energy, you share the chakras. And before that energy wall goes up, like look at it's 3 rainbows all around. And your inner children come together. And it strangely is often, you know, during moments of moments of intimacy where we can drop our guard and that innocent part of us can come to the surface. And it is always very strange to call it the inner child, because I don't feel like that is the right name for it, but it's like our vulnerable self, right? And we associate vulnerability with children for a good reason, because they're vulnerable, but we always maintain and retain that vulnerability within us. It's just that we cover it up. So they love to bring things full circle. It's like the way that I know it's spirit, honestly. It's like they weave these beautiful stories and pictures and things I don't think I could ever even do if I tried to do it. But it's why they always like, it resonates so deeply, because I went off on a tangent and now I forgot. I got off of it. Again, when I was saying, like, when the ego is speaking so loud, it's often covering up this really vulnerable hurt. Okay, I've never felt a love like this before. I pretend I don't care because I care too much. I'm not ready for commitment. So this seems to be what he's dealing with. The commitment part is very, I send telepathic messages. The commitment part is very big here. And I think it's an important thing, like I've been learning so much about the way that the feminine the way that the feminine's inner masculine, I don't know what that word means. They're saying needs to consort itself. I don't know what that means. It's like you need to hold your inner masculine to a certain standard of like discipline and like commitment, and it's like a gentle sorry, sometimes I can see things and I can't put them into words. A gentle security, like a gentle firmness. For it to be reflected back to you. And that means that you need to, you know, have a part of you that is logical, that is rational, that has a plan, that sticks to it, that is committed to it, but it isn't the dominant part of you. It's like a supporting part of you. All right, let's go through these. I'm not ready for commitment. I don't know why they're bringing this to my attention. So his little arm, it almost looks like there's like a tattered wing on it. Obviously chameleons don't have wings. I don't know what it is, but it's almost in a lot of ways where they keep bringing this word angel up, and I feel like the masculines have had a very difficult time with their guardian angels have had to do a lot of work, and in a lot of ways they may have really tried to like fly too high and got really taken down to earth in whatever way that could be. It could be mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever it is. They did suffer in battle here. I send you telepathic messages. I think the telepathy is getting much stronger. And I also think the masculine has accepted it as like real. Like I used to think he would think it was not his. It's so weird that this card says reclaim on it. Staying grounded, crystal clear vision. Yep, okay. Your smile makes me melt. I'm battling my addictions. I need you back in my life. I'm coming back soon, and I see myself having kids with you. I miss kissing you. Okay, there's a really strong thing with it coming through that they very, very rarely do. And that is like making a plan here. Your plan, you need a plan for you. And a very both spiritual and grounded plan. And this needs to be a plan that you stick to. Like I get the feeling like there may have been overwhelming options or overwhelming like ideas or overwhelming a lot. There's a lot of on kind of opportunity or display or it's coming so many options here. You know, we have 7 of Cups and 10 of Cups, and the chameleon, it's a very generous energy. We have Jupiter and Gemini, right? There's a lot of ideas. Cobra, medicine. Be resilient. That's interesting because we had the bee. The hologram, Leo, pureness. So Mars, I think it's still in Leo, retrograding back into Cancer. Interesting. We've had all of these like kind of cards. Law of attraction, ether. I'm curious about what you're doing. Diamonds away. Saturn. Some Pisces going into Aries. Coins, like attracts like. Gemini. Law of gestation. Did I wait too long? These are kind of my action cards over here. Sometimes I think you're talking to me. That's still the telepathy. You're so spiritual, I feel inadequate. This is what he's getting over. Soul connections, crystalline frequency. He's being sus, and thank you for letting me have my space. Communication will come soon. That's the second time we've gotten that. Rich thoughts grow many and deeper into shadow. I think the shadow work is done for a minute. He may have some to do. A little. Still. I think you're done with it for a minute. That's just maybe not for everyone. If you feel like you have it to do, then do it, because that's what will move you forward. But he's dealing with his inadequacy. I feel like he's becoming more and more spiritual every single day. And it probably isn't necessarily by choice. It's probably just by accepting like the true nature of who he is. In a lot of ways, like this pureness and the Saturn and the diamond light and the crystalline frequency, they all give me that kind of visual of just showering diamond energy kind of coming down on him, you know, a lot like this card here. So you choosing your plan for you and kind of really keeping it to yourself, for yourself, by yourself, with yourself. Like that School of One energy is very potent here. It's like it doesn't need validation. It doesn't need negative cards. I think what they're saying here is interesting. I'm still healing. You don't need to listen to his words. You need to act on your plan and your knowingness and yourself. This relationship is not traditional, and it's not going to be the one that's like we come together and we make a plan. That is why he runs away. Because you're the originator and he's the mirror. And if you're expecting the mirror to be the one to do the things, you're going to be disappointed. Like, you're in charge here. This is for you. And that's very hard. For the people who accept it, you know, I've come to being, I'm getting there. I'm getting to accepting it. You get kind of used to it. And then if you have to kind of adjust it, it doesn't feel great. And they're really saying, like, don't listen to his words. Because his words will be from old programming, will be from this. I really didn't take many of these. Oh, I had some more down there. You know, I can see in ways like maybe you used to talk to people about this relationship or about him. I can see that maybe he is still doing that for some of you. And that always throws you way off on these relationships because, again, you're having people who are programmed in conditional relationships trying to understand the path to unconditional love. And they can't. They cannot. It's like almost all single people here, except for these two cards. This is all of the men competing. And then this is the 10 of Cups, where you two meet in the middle of this beautiful rainbow with your inner children. And I think that there's going to be the possibility where you find and experience that again here shortly. So let's get some advice. on the Ascended Masters, crystals and dragons that are working with you, bringing this energy into you. And if you want to call it into you, have them help you, you can. But you can, of course, any Ascended Master that you feel drawn to. Whew, Kuthumi, he hasn't come out in a while. Cloak of Wisdom, you already know. This entire reading has been about trusting yourself, to be honest. That path, it's cultivating trust in yourself will help you greatly right now. Even when, you know, the road gets dark and you get weary and you feel alone, I think they're sending you a lot of, you know, you're at a 9 here and he's at a 5, and between you is a 6. So you're almost at the end of this. And, you know, last year in the beginning, if you were with me, we did a ton of stuff where every reading they would give me like the higher and the lower path to take, right? You know which one you took. Interesting. I do feel that there's a ton of opportunity to do service right now. And in fact, I think all of 2025 will give you tremendous, you will receive tremendous blessing in your life. Like, not materially, but you will be blessed from yourself, by yourself, if you give of yourself. I think I said that once before at the end of 2024, but it's a very strong energy of just how it's such a commitment, and they're bringing this word back here, to the power that you have within yourself. Like, if you give away time, energy, money, love, belongings, water, whatever it is, imagine what that says to the universe about your commitment, like the feeling you have inside of yourself of being taken care of, and how grounded that is. And remember, we are looking here for the 4 of Wands within ourselves. We are looking for the stability. We are looking for the homecoming. We're looking for the belonging. And Kuthumi is saying, trust what you know. You already know the answers you seek. Ugh, I'm getting chills. I haven't gotten that in a while. Okay, he has focused intention. And remember, I mentioned that word intention before. He's going to learn a lot about the word of intention and what it means, how it's been misused on him and by him. Okay? That's what I'm telling you. Don't always listen to his words as like gospel, because he's learning lessons around intention. Think about what you desire. And I think you've already learned, obviously you've already learned the lesson, because now he's bringing it back to the mirror, right? Back to the origin. He's mirroring it back to you. Expect the best possible outcome. I mean, I almost want to say, like, if you see yourself as the teacher, it will be a lot easier for you, right? The teacher expects mistakes. The teacher understands that they're not going to get it right the first time in the school of one. The teacher understands not to expect perfection on the very first try, right? It says expect the best possible outcome. And the best possible outcome is that he is learning from his mistakes. Okay, wow, I feel like I'm getting fired up. Okay, charity, prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven and ask and ye shall receive. Mary Magdalene. Oh my God, I didn't even realize it. It says teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. I want to say follow the inner child, and don't let anything stop you. Commit to your path. When you know what it is, commit to it. Don't let the circumstances of the illusion of reality dictate if you continue to walk your path. Once you know for yourself, and then we have inner strength, which is the divine feminine card, and Lady Nada, heart awakening again. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. I love that she's wearing green. I love that she's divine feminine and she's here with the fire to really, you know, it's a very spring card. Very, I guess, symbolic is the festival for her in Ireland. And then you have like, I feel like St. Patrick's Day and all these different things. That just feels very heart-centered. Okay, let's get the divine feminine ascended masters. So there's a lot here already. Let's see who wants to work with you. You definitely, red and white, I want to say roses, feel very present. Okay, Hestia. So very much the Four of Wands. Goddess of sanctuary. No matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me, right? So we're not looking for belonging. We are belonging. We belong. Catherine Liberet, she keeps coming out. Wow. The patroness of miraculous healing. I'm ready to heal. I am worthy of miracles meant for me. I love that for him. Look, this has never happened before. Ah, I'm gonna cry. Bridget, the goddess of the eternal flame. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. So beautiful. Mirabai, the saint of true freedom. Love is what sets me free, and I am married to my own soul. That is like the level of commitment they want you to have. You know, sometimes I can get into this place where I really understand like the soul connection. I think other people can do this sometimes better than me, but it's like, if you truly believe that this is your counterpart, they are you, you are them, and like, wouldn't you just absolutely treat them with like the most love and respect that you possibly could? Okay, you have Earth and Air Dragon, Crystal Yellow Dragon. They seem to be learning a lot of wisdom. And the Green and Gold Dragon from Sirius with the Magenta Dragon. I'm not in love with these dragons today, but represents a perfect balance of heaven and earth. Stay balanced, ground your visions, manifest your hopes and dreams. And then he opens you up to higher learning and wisdom. I do feel he's learning a lot. Expand your crown chakra for illumination and walk a higher spiritual path. And then this dragon really reminds us to be aware of how we use our words online. And it's like, online seems to be a place where we can get very sucked into acting like the lower version of ourselves, or believe that when we come in contact with like lower vibrational words from people, that they are that they are true and that they mean something very important. Brings universal knowledge to your spiritual pathway. Learn about spiritual technology and be a transmitter of sacred knowledge. And on the bottom we have, enables you to bring forward your soul's wisdom, awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding, and prepare for accelerated ascension. Again, I do feel like 2025 can be a period of accelerated ascension, especially for you, for whatever reason, like expanded awareness and inner child. All right, we have Libyan Tektite Gold, manifestation, moonstone cycles. I said something about cycles, but I don't remember. I guess it was breaking the cycles. Oh my God, wow. So you have the 3 really strong manifestation cards here. Citrine Abundance, Orpiment Success, and Libyan Tektite Gold. And then you are in a very powerful position. If you want to step into it, step into that 4 of Wands portal, step into accepting, you know, your own power and your own commitment and your own discipline, and this beautiful marriage of this masculine and feminine. Oh, I love when this card comes out. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Look, we have again playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together and remember, love is the greatest healer. Power.
this is a crazy reading. It's really strong. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or walk away any time. I think that your power to say no is so important right now. I was thinking about doing a post on it, because I think it's almost more important what you say no to right now than what you say yes to. And that is a boundary thing, right? It's a boundary, but it's also like, I'm not available. Like, if somebody's talking to you online and you're like, I'm going to spend all my time and energy like correcting them, I think the ability to say, no, I don't need to do their path for them. They can do their own path. I'm going to do my path, and this is not on my path. And look at more angels. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. Healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship is being healed this very moment. When it comes to matters of the heart, there's no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. And on the bottom, we have surrender and freedom. And then let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. And I do think there's a very strong message of giving, because how provided and abundant you feel inside. And if you don't yet, then find that place. Make it your dominant intention to find the abundance within you, to be able to give of yourself without conditions. Like, obviously we have to make a living and we have to do the things we need to do, but this is about giving your energy without having to seek approval, having to meet, it's just giving for the sake of giving, because you have so much, you can give it. All right, that's all for today. Bye for now.